Hello, welcome to TechnoBeard's Daily Tech Digest for February 13th, 2026. Kicking things off today is OpenAI. They are reporting that their GPT-5.2 model has autonomously derived a brand new result in theoretical physics. While this announcement doesn't drop the exact mathematical proofs in our labs, the fact that an AI model is generating completely novel theoretical derivations rather than just summarizing existing papers is a massive milestone for scientific computing. Of course, comments are very skeptical because we don't know whether it's truly new derivation or complex synthesis of niche training data. So needs peer review before it gets anywhere. And of course, this is coming on the heels of Google launching their science first model. That's not English first, it's like more about science. So they're all trying to one up each other. Um, in cloud infrastructure news, AWS is officially adding support for nested virtualization. So according to a recent commit in the AWS SDK, developers will now have the ability to run virtual machines inside other virtual machines directly on AWS hardware. This is a huge unlock for engineering teams that need to test hypervisors or run highly isolated complex sandbox environments. This is heating up quite a bit. So of course you can run Docker inside Docker, but that's not super secure. And this is proper virtual machine. So we'll see, what the costs are, but it's interesting to see it directly in the SDK. For free software engineers out there tracking high performance tooling, the team behind the Z editor has opened a pull request to switch out their underlying graphics library. They are officially moving away from Blade library and transitioning their rendering over to WGPU. This architectural shift is a great real world example of how modern native applications are evolving to guarantee high frame rates across different platforms. Yeah, if you're using that, check this out. I don't know what release this will be in. I think you need to pull a different release if you want to try. But this has been a while. This just reflects how pull requests work in those communities. So it just launched. Next up is a fascinating new open source tool called IronClaw. So there's a lot of claws going around. So this one is built entirely in Rust, and it functions as a Claw-D environment, specifically designed to execute tools inside strictly isolated WebAssembly sandboxes. So if you're building automated pipelines and need ironclad memory-safe execution boundaries for third-party tools, like OpenClaw. So the architecture is exactly what you're looking for here. It's interesting, JavaScript everywhere. So we just talked about running inside virtual machines. That's super expensive. Running inside JavaScript, basically a WebAssembly sandbox, and written in Rust. That has a lot of different layers of complexity, but also potentially safety. We'll see how this functions. Everything written in Rust, but this, with everything is written in WASM, and now everything is written in Rust. That's pretty funny. Over to energy tech, researchers have developed modernized nickel iron battery setup. The technical specs here are pretty wild. So the battery can reportedly charge in just seconds and is durable enough to survive 12,000 charge cycles. Achieving that kind of rapid charge without instantly degrading a cell's lifespan is a massive step forward for long-term energy storage. Again, everybody's cautiously optimistic. It's cool to see this cycle count, but you know, real-world energy density metrics are very important before declaring this as a game changer. So, um, density, density, density. Like we don't know how much actually fits in there. So, summary update for DevOps and system admins. This recent commit in MinIO repository indicates that the project is no longer being maintained. So, MinIO is a massive staple for teams that need S3 compatible object storage on their own infrastructure. So this sudden maintenance freeze is going to force a lot of engineering departments to reevaluate their entire storage stack. Not just departments, also products. So if you're building cloud product and you want to run it locally, so MinIO has been often used to kind of as a layer to abstract this away. And this is now archived, gone, and not maintained. You gotta come up with your own, I guess. Many users are shocked about this commit message and discussing like potentially forking it or some migration alternatives. Moving on to biotech, scientists have successfully invented a topical gel capable of delivering insulin directly through the skin. So right now, this needle-free delivery mechanism has only been validated in animal studies, but the underlying chemistry is pushing large molecule drugs transdermally is a huge technical breakthrough that could eventually change everyday's life for millions of people. Very cool. On the security front, Google has published another report confirming that state-backed hacking groups are actively abusing their Gemini AI model. The report details that these threat actors aren't just using AI on a specific trick, they're integrating the model to support every single stage of the operations, starting from initial reconnaissance, probing the APIs or the UI, whatever, and then all the way through to the post-compromise actions. Um, this is interesting because last summer they actually published a research talking about how threat actors were not really using AI tools. They were just kind of researching how to use them. And this is completely opposite now. Like they are definitely using it, and it's so easy. All the APIs are available. Of course, they have their own responsible AI filters on their models, but that doesn't stop them from running models locally. So that will be ongoing cat and mouse game. And finally, for game developers and systems engineers, there's fascinating new retrospective out there exploring the engineering of Age of Empires. The presentation dives deep into specific C++ pathfinding um, problems that the game engine has faced over the 25-year span. It's a brilliant, transparent case study on how legacy code and optimization algorithms evolve over decades. If you're interested, they have a very cool video that they published a couple of years ago where they talked about how they did multiplayer in Age of Empires, which was pretty cool because it reruns the same algorithm on multiple machines, if I remember. So they're being very open about this game, which is refreshing compared to my other ones. All right, I will see you next time.